to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program. We are live at noon here from the All Around Town Radio studios. We're going to get right to it today. I've got a lot of special guests, a lot to talk about. A big event going on Saturday at the Manor House, and we're talking about the Winter Blues Experience number 6. Let me get some folks in the show here. How you doing? I think Vanessa joined us too. Let me bring her in too as well. There we go. How we doing? We're moving people around here. There we go. All right. Hi there, everybody.
Hello, Scott.
How we doing today? Y'all doing all right?
Very good.
Perfect. All right. It's good to have you with us on the program. Let's get right to it, Peter. Your event, number 6, the Winter Blues Experience. I've been to several of them. It is an absolute bluesapalooza, I guess, if I want to say it, of great music. So tell us what's going on with this event.
It's number 6, Scott, Cincinnati Winter Blues Experience this Saturday at Manor House in Mason. Music starts at 5. We've got 10 acts, fantastic acts. Everything you need to know can be found at winterbluesexperience.com. It's looking to be a beautiful day weather-wise. I think they're saying it might be close to 60. So we're just blessed with that, which tends to bring out even more people. So it'll be a nice day, a nice turnout.
Absolutely. Why don't you introduce our special guest down there? We've got Ed with us, and everybody knows on my platform at least knows Mr. Ed Sawicki, photographer of the stars, as I call him. But Ed is with us today, and he'll be joining us with some comments as well. But Peter, if you will, help introduce your special guest down here at the bottom of the screen.
Vanessa Collier, who is one of our headliners, and Matthias Latine, who is also going to be headlining in one of the other ballrooms. So there are 2 ending acts in each ballroom, and you get to see them both because I think Matthias finishes at 10 and Vanessa's going on at 10:15. So, people like to go back and forth between the ballrooms and don't want to miss anything. So they won't miss these last 2 acts, and they'll be glad they didn't.
And while you mentioned that, that's what I love about this event too, because you can see so much music in one place. You can bounce from room to room. If you really dig somebody, you can stay there for a while, but you can really go see all these acts that you have playing. And it's extremely enjoyable and full of music, like-minded people that love the blues. And you've had some incredible lineups over the past few years when I've been there. And let me hit up Vanessa real quick down here. Vanessa, what can the folks expect out of you when you're playing on Saturday?
Well, I'm a saxophone player and a vocalist and a songwriter. So, you can just expect high energy, lots of saxophone, and lots of stories.
So you're a storyteller as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And you're traveling right now. Where are you coming out of right now? You're on the road, I guess, right?
I am. Yeah. I'm in the van. So we played outside of Rochester last night. And we're headed to the Detroit area. And
like always on the road, that Wi-Fi does crazy things. There you are. You're back, Vanessa.
It sure does. Yep.
it happens. We're used to talking to musicians while they're in the Sprinter van going down the road or this or that. And we're looking so forward to seeing you play. I've watched some videos, and you're just absolutely amazing. And I don't know where Peter does it, but he grabs acts for this show that man, he pulls them in there, and it's a good thing. It's a really exciting event for us on Saturday. And Matthias is there too, right? You're with us. Like you said, you're one of the headliners. Tell us a little bit about your music and what shakes out of you for the show on Sunday or Saturday. I'm sorry.
So we just got done doing a bunch of rehearsals for the new music and a new show for the year, and that's really what we're going to be presenting. It's going to be a well entertaining show. Similar to Vanessa, in this case, a lot of guitar, a lot of story writing, a lot of I write all my own stuff, so it's gonna be fun. I'm traveling with a trio right now, so hopefully it'll be pretty cool.
Now, are you on the road right now, or are you at your home base?
No, I'm out. I'm at home. Manor House will be the second show for the year for us. So January was a lot of a lot of getting ourselves together, home time for the family, and some Manor House. We're hoping to make a big swing with new music and new show and all that good stuff. A lot of guitar playing, a lot of bass playing, a lot of drumming.
Always exciting to get back out there too. I know you enjoy that home and family time when you guys are out there beating the road trip, but it's fun to get back out on the road, right? He's shaking his head like, no.
I want to be out, man. I love it.
You're ready. He loves. You can tell he loves to be out there on the road and entertaining people. And one more thing for Vanessa here, Vanessa, when did you start playing saxophone?
Oh, there it goes.
Did you hear me, Vanessa?
No, I missed all that. Sorry.
I said, when did you start playing saxophone?
So I started when I was 9. I was 4th grade. As soon as you could pick up a band instrument, I did. And then I played in every possible band in every setting you could possibly be in from that point forward.
Very good. Hi, Kenny Patterson. Thanks for joining us today. Kenny's going to be doing some sound, I believe, sound production at the Winter Blues Experience. So thank you, Kenny, for joining us. If you are watching today, everybody, please, if you have a question about Winter Blues Experience 6, drop it in the comments. Peter will share this to his page as well. So after we're live, if you want to drop a question in, you're more than welcome. And we'll tell you all about ticket links and things like that here in just a little bit. Peter, number 6 here. Tell me about, I mean, this is a labor of love for you because it takes a year for you to put this together.
I enjoy doing it, Scott. You know, I start work. I've already got a lineup for 7 in my mind. So if it comes to fruition, we'll see. But it is a labor of love. This isn't about making money because that doesn't happen. This is about
we know that
genre. I love going out and finding acts. I think if I like them, other people will too. So hopefully that transfers over to other people liking the music I like. It's fun. It gets a little stressful down the stretch here, you know, worrying about, hey, is 100 people going to show up or 1,000? So every year that's sort of the same thing. You kind of worry about how it's going to turn out. Every year I kind of have to make notes to remind me of all the little things you have to do at the end, but it's all coming together. Little running around tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, we will be all set.
Well, I will say you told me before the show that ticket sales are a bit ahead of last year. And I'll tell you, if you were there last year, you know what a packed house this was and how much fun it was. So we're looking forward to a big event on Saturday at the Manor House. And it's a beautiful facility, too.
It's grown every year, Scott. You know, I started this in 2019. It was small, went to Manor House for the second one, and it took a little while to catch on. And then COVID hit, and it kind of put us back to square one. But since 2022, the attendance has increased every year, and I'm very happy with that. I want to see this continue, and as long as I can do it, I'm going to do it.
Very good. And hey, Johnny Fink, thanks for joining us. And Kimberly, thank you for being here today with us and dropping a comment in there. Ed Sawicki up there in the corner. What do you think? What do you think about this event, Ed? I value your opinion.
Yeah, it's simple. I think this is my favorite event of the year. Okay. We started this actually after Peter and I left the Cincy Blues Society. We used to have the Cincy Winter Blues Fest every year, and it was, to me, the premier event. And after 2018, when we had left, they decided not to continue this. And Peter had the energy and the enthusiasm to carry it on. And it's done an absolutely brilliant job in terms of putting together lineups and the like going forward. So Peter and I go to Memphis every year for the International Blues Challenge, which is where we spot a lot of the talent. Okay, we've been to the BMAs where we've seen Vanessa and stuff like that, and selecting the acts has just been a fantastic thing. And, there's some people that we're familiar with, folks are familiar with, some people that are going to be new, but are going to really, I think just simply blow people away. So I just absolutely love this event.
And I was thinking back last year at how many people I talked to at this event who said some of the acts you brought in that were nationals that they had never seen in their life that then became, you see them on social media sharing their posts and becoming fans of those national acts because you guys brought it to the Cincinnati region. And it really is a labor of love. And you it's apparent, especially Peter, his smile on his face once the doors open and the music starts. It's like the weight of the world comes off his shoulders, and he's just having a great time there. And Peter, you said you took this idea and ran with it. Why do all this work? I mean, tell me your real heart in this, okay?
When we were with the Cincy Blues Society, I'd help coordinate the Winter Blues Festival. And like Ed said, it was my favorite event of the year, too. They did a summer fest and a winter fest. And when it ended, I didn't want to see that event end. And I didn't want to keep their name, so I changed it to the Winter Blues Experience. I started an LLC, do a few small shows a year, but I wanted to keep this large event going. It's the perfect time of year. It's the middle of February every year. It's the only show in town. There's not a heck of a lot going on. The holidays have passed. People are a little cooped up, so it's perfectly timed. But I really enjoy doing it. I love the music. I love looking for the acts, and that's basically it. There's no ulterior motives to it. I just want to have a good time. I wish some years, especially this year, I wish I could just buy a ticket and sit in the audience, because I do a lot of running around the night of the show. I don't get to enjoy the music as much, but I'll make up for it in other ways.
Yeah, last year's event, I think I put in 27,000 steps. So,
Yeah, you're moving around at this Manor House. I mean, you're going from ballroom to ballroom, and I know Ed was snapping photos and doing all the things he does. It's fun to see, too, that the national acts, such as, Vanessa and Matthias, who come into town, they have the opportunity as well to meet other artists at these events, and I'm sure they get to do this on the road sometimes. That's really a cool vibe, and you make some friends for life out of these type of events. Vanessa, talk to me about how many dates you do on the road each year, and where your travels take you, if you can.
Yeah, so we do somewhere between 100 and 150 shows a year, all across the country, and including some dates in Europe. So we're going to France and Germany at the end of March, and we'll do some Norway and Sweden and all that later in the year. It's the best part of my job is definitely getting to talk to everyone from all over, and it really is like events like this are one of the only moments where I do get to see other artists, because normally if you're playing just a regular venue, it's just you, right? But what's awesome about these experiences, these festivals, is that I get to see everybody. And so that's how I met Matthias, and a host of other musicians that I love. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, am I saying that wrong? Is it Matthias?
Matthias.
Or Matthias?
Yeah, there you go. It's all good. I'm used to it.
Well, Matthias then. All right.
The German pronunciation is Matthias. So
Yes.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your travels and how many dates you're doing out there on the road, and the experiences you have in meeting people while you're out there.
So I think I can say I have an interesting situation about how I've met some of them, because a lot of people have seen me from my past gig from when I was a sideman, and so that's how I think that's how I met Vanessa and a slew of other people as well. As far as touring goes, I don't even know how many dates we did last year. We might not even have broke 100, because I kind of started stepping out, being my own artist, doing my own music and all this other stuff. And this year looks a little more promising. Like I said, Manor House we're all excited for it. First off, we love Cincinnati. Me and my whole team love the Cincinnati, Ohio area. I don't know why. It's just something about it. We just love it.
It's got the best vibe. That's why it does.
Got the best vibe. And so for this being the second show of the year, we're extremely excited to do it, and hopefully we come back again. But we love the tour work. We just love it.
Perfect.
And meeting them is always fun. Yeah.
Peter, you book these folks. What kind of if you wanted the audience out there to know something about them, what would you ask them today? Ask them any question you want, Peter.
Well, first I'll say they're both very modest, because Vanessa's accolades, we would need a 2-hour show to go through them all. And Matthias, at just 20 years old, won the International Blues Challenge with his band and Best Guitarist in 2023. And that's where I saw him first. And a lot of these acts, they do well at the IBC, and then they sort of revert back to their regional and local gigs. Matthias, you just got right on the rocket ship. You know, you started touring with Kingfish Ingram. I got to see you again here in Cincinnati at Ludlow Garage, and I think your career is going to be brilliant. Vanessa, I have to ask you a question. Does Laura happen to be in the van with you?
No, she's not on this run.
This is how I got to Vanessa. I used to follow Laura Chavez back in Candy Cane days, then the Mike Ledbetter and Mike Welch days. And just watching YouTube video, I says, here she is playing with this Vanessa Collier. And this is probably about 2017, 2018. I wasn't that familiar with you. And down the rabbit hole I went. And this is the third year in a row I've tried to book you. 2 years ago, I think it was a scheduling conflict. Last year, I was juggling 3 contracts, but only had room for 1. And I kind of had a communication snafu with Tom, so I missed out on you then. But I made it a point to make sure I got you this year.
I'm glad. I'm very excited to be coming.
Yeah, we're delighted to have you.
We are very excited to see you play, and Matthias as well, and the rest of the lineup. And while we have that moment in the show here, Peter or Ed, either one, who wants to take the lineup and talk about it and what's going on at Manor House this Saturday? Give us some times of the doors and tell me who's playing.
Peter, run with it.
The doors are at 4:30. Music starts at 5, and I'll start from the earliest acts to the latest. Angela Combs Band will be opening at 5. A local act. Angela has a terrific voice. She's a keyboardist with an incredible backing band. Tony Holiday from Memphis, who I'm hoping he has Jad Tariq with him, who is a fantastic guitarist as well. Noah Sochi, who I think Vanessa has played with before. If you remember last year, the guitarist who played with Kelly Baker, this is his band. It's a blues-centric trio. They're from New York. Meg Williams and Travis Boland out of Nashville. Meg's played the show before, probably 3 years ago. She is a great blues player. Travis has an incredible voice. He's a bassist, a guitarist as well. They both won Josie Awards last year, I think, for Meg, it was for Best Female Guitarist. Travis was, I think, Jazz Blues Soul Award. Melissa McKenney, who, if you remember, I saw her at the IBC finals last year as a soloist. I was so impressed with her voice. I wanted to get her to come play. She actually showed up last year and sang about 3 songs with Kelly Baker. She is coming with her own band. Tempted Souls Band, which is a local staple in the blues scene here in Cincinnati. A lot of rhythm and blues classics they'll be playing. Gina and Johnny Band, you know, I'm preaching to the choir about them. If you haven't seen Gina and Johnny Band in Cincinnati.
Wow, just wow.
Yeah. CFG and the Family, Casey and those guys made it to the IBC finals last year. Matthias Latine, obviously we've talked about, and Vanessa. And this wasn't intentional, but this show is probably the most diverse, stylistically wise guitarists I've had, between Mason Johnson, Johnny, Mark, Jared, Matthias. You're going to see a lot of different style guitar playing. And there are 3 fantastic hop players too, with Tony Holiday, Casey Gomez, and Noe Sochi actually plays harmonica as well as he plays guitar.
Superb. What a lineup. Great.
I think the show ends 11:30, so it's not a late night. It's like I said, a lot of people come early, leave early. Some people come in the middle. Some people show up late.
But they'll show up. And Ed, if you were to encourage someone that's on the fence about attending on Saturday, they're like, there's a lot going on in Cincinnati. What would you say to get them to the show?
It's simple. Don't think twice about it. Come in, get a ticket at the door, get there early, stay there late, enjoy all the acts in both rooms. Okay. Grab some food over there, because we'll have a good menu and stuff like that, as we do every year, and just interact and have a great time. This is a phenomenal social environment, phenomenal music, and you are going to be absolutely delighted.
Thank you, Roger Bates, for being here. Gina and Johnny Band, thank you so much. Hi, Sean Cooper. Thanks for joining us today. And guys, if you're watching after we're live, please drop comments in. Let us know who you are, where you're from. And if you have any questions for Vanessa, Matthias, Peter, Ed, any of them, you can drop it in the comments and we'll be glad to answer them back once we go live today. And I want to talk again to our special guests at the bottom. Being on the road is a tough thing. Okay. Being on the road, we know being on the road, it's very therapeutic for some of you. You love it. I know I've talked to musicians who love it or they hate it, but being on the road is a necessity in this day and age to get out there and get your music exposed to people and so on. So tell me what a day in the life of Vanessa is on the road, if you can, real quick.
Well, this tour's a little different because I brought my dog, so I've been
I love it.
I've kind of been adding some more responsibility. But typically, I try to get up and go for a walk or work out, one of those things, and we hit the road. And if I'm not driving, then I'm usually booking flights or hotels or something like that. And then, or sleeping. I will catch up on sleep as well. And then, you load in, you do the show, set up the merch, play the show. I go sell merch and talk to people. You pack it all up, head to the hotel, and the next day is pretty much the same.
And how many people are traveling with you, Vanessa?
I have 3 other players with me. So a guitar player, a bass player, and a drummer.
And you come into the venue, you do your sound check thing and all that, and then you have your show, and then you're on the road to the next one usually, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The life of a musician, right?
Sounds like a Jackson Brown song.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it really does. Matthias, how about you? Tell me a day in your life on the road.
So we do a lot of stuff really early, wake up in the morning. Usually I find like a local coffee spot around the city area. So usually walking distance. And then once we do that, wake up, drive to the venue, similar situation, I guess, set up the merch, sound check, if any, deal with instrument problems, if any, and do the show. After we do the show, sell some merch, shake hands, say hi to everybody. We kind of lounge around a little bit, eat. You can always catch us after the show, kind of hanging out and talk a little long. And then after that, we find usually a local, we ask patrons when they come to the table, anything local that's happening, like a blues jam or a jazz jam, or anything music wise that's happening that anybody can go to. We'll stop by there for a few minutes and then back to the hotel, sleep in for the evening, and then back onto it the same day, same thing next day.
I love what you said there. I caught that little comment you said about sound check, if any, because so many times when you're out there on the road, you show up at the venue and you're like, oh no, you go on at 7:00 tonight and we'll hit the sound when you start, and that kind of thing. So that can be a little nerve wracking, I'm sure, at times for you to make sure that you sound the best you can to everybody. And one guarantee you're going to have at this event is the sound is perfection. And the guys that Peter has put together to do his sound do a remarkable job. And again, 2 ballrooms. So there's 2 crews working. It's like 2 separate concerts in one way that you have the ability to walk between, which is just fantastic, with a food court in the middle and lots of great things and adult beverages in each of the rooms and all the things that go along with a nice blues event. So, Peter, what else do you want to share today about this?
I just wanted to thank you all for joining us. Anything you need to know, winterbluesexperience.com. You can write me through there. My phone number's on there if people want to call. I know people have a lot of questions about tickets, seating. So I'm always available to that. I'm really looking forward to a great event. I say it every year. Most the acts I book, I've seen live at one time or another, and I guarantee they'll be entertaining. Vanessa, I was actually going to see you. You played Southgate House here in September. I think it was 2021. And I was on call that weekend. I was still working, had tickets, and I figured, if something goes wrong, I can leave. Well, something happened, a problem with a building in Indiana. I couldn't come and see you. So I've never seen you live. So this is going to be a real treat for me.
This will be fun.
Superb. Well, let's recap this thing a little bit before we all have to go today. Doors on Saturday at the Manor House. Okay. And if you don't know where the Manor House is, just look it up. I'm not going to post scroll the address or anything, but Manor House, it's a beautiful facility. Doors are at 4:30, correct?
Yes.
All right. Music starts at 5. And
Yes.
that you alternate ballrooms, so there's a chance to see every act that's there. That's the cool part about this as well. And then again, food, beverage, anything you'd want at this show, correct, guys?
Yes, and the menu is up on the website as well. I've got it out there on Facebook. A lot of people ask what's going to be available, but yes, food and beverage. It's all
Okay.
one level, plenty of parking. We actually inherited close to 100 parking spots this year because parking was really tight last year because they rent out their facility behind Manor House the past 2 years. This year, they're not doing that. So it really opens up the parking for us.
Perfect. And tickets to this event can be picked up at www.winterbluesexperience.com. If you go to that, there's a ticket link to purchase tickets. Tickets in advance are how much, Peter?
$30 in advance. The online sales stop at midnight this Friday. At the door, they are going to be $35. And there will call tickets. A lot of people ask about that too. You'll be added to a will call list, and when you show up, you'll get wristbanded and let into the event. Then there's no physical ticket. You don't have to print anything. So,
and one last cool thing I thought about the event too is the merch area, because all the artists set up their merch in it, and you can. It's like a flea market of artists' memorabilia and merchandise. You can walk down this hallway and see all that, and I think that's really cool as well. And so many people are buying, vinyl albums, or they're buying T-shirts and things of these bands that they love. And I really caught a cool vibe there because the artist would be at their merch station and talking to the people, and it's just a very family-friendly type event, I think.
Absolutely.
Scott, just to touch on that, that where we had the merch set up, since I've been doing it there, it gets a little tight in that hallway. We're actually moving it to the atrium area between the two ballrooms.
Perfect.
There'll be more table space. It'll be more wide open, more well lit too. So I think that's going to be advantageous to the people selling their merchandise. It's going to get more eyes on it too.
And I think that'll get a lot more foot traffic through there because of people passing back and forth. That's a great idea, Peter. So I'm looking forward to being there as well. I'll be there helping MC the event, and I'm going to look forward to meeting Matthias and Vanessa, and of course our great local talent that you're going to have in the house. Matthias, 1 minute commercial to have people come see you at the show. Throw it at me. The Matthias promo.
So look, we're going to be doing a lot of new music for the show. We're doing a lot we're going to be representing some Houston natives. We're going to be, paying homage to them at our show. Once again, we're a traveling blues rock trio. And, we're just going to do some young kind of stuff, Hopefully it's a great show. I'm not going to say hopefully. It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be.
We want to see all y'all. We're going to do your favorite songs, and we're just going to party all night long.
There you go. All right, Vanessa, 1 minute commercial for you.
All right. So, if you haven't seen me before, lots of saxophone. So hopefully you'll come and see that. It's something you don't always get to see on the road, is seeing a saxophone out front, which is, bringing the Junior Walker and Maceo Parker and all that kind of stuff out to the front. We're doing stuff off my new record, which came out in September of last year, and is nominated for Contemporary Blues Album of the Year this year at the Blues Music Awards. And just lots of songwriting and storytelling. As I said, I am inspired by old country and old blues and just stories about life. And so I talk about stories, and I've written quite a few songs for my sisters and the next generation. And the whole show is just meant to leave you feeling better than when you came in. So hopefully happier and more energized. And that's my goal.
Perfect. I am so excited about this. This is going to be so much fun on Saturday, and it's going to be great to meet you guys and in person and have an opportunity to chat a little bit. Peter, I can't thank you enough for trusting in me to be a part of your event as well. And I want to say, you and Ed, your support for the blues community is just stellar, and you really do it. And this is an event that puts it on the map in Cincinnati, and people that come for the first time are wowed by this event, and they're a lifelonger then after that. So looking very, very forward to this. Gina McCann making a lot of comments. Kenny Patterson, thank you for that. We appreciate you. Anything else, Ed or Peter, you want to share before we say bye-bye today?
Just wanted to say thank you, Scott. Thank you, Vanessa and Matthias, for joining us. Ed, thank you for all the help you give me all year long. and we will see you all on Saturday.
My pleasure.
Ed?
Thank you.
Thank
for
you,
having
Ed.
us.
Thank
Vanessa, thank you and your dogs for being with us today. It's always
Anytime.
great to see the pups. And Matthias, can't wait to see you on Saturday. Guys, thanks for watching today. You've been watching Hall Around Town Radio Wednesday with the band. The Winter Blues Experience 6 going on at Manor House this weekend, Saturday. Doors open at 4:30. Music starts at 5, goes into about 11:30 at night. We'd love to see you there. Join us then. If not, I'll be here tomorrow live with you with Who's Playing Out. Brought to you by our friends at Heather's in Springboro and the best musicians and venues in the tri-state and Who's Playing for the week. So join us then. Thanks for watching today, everybody. We'll see you next time right here at Hall Around Town Radio. I like that, Matthias. That was cool.
Absolutely. Bring the party.
Perfect.
Well, thank you all so much.